Hey, welcome back. No bourbon today. This is a bonus video. We're just going to talk about what it takes to make these videos right after this. All right, as you can see from the new intro, I did record the studio. I do have the logo up. It's a PNG format, so no background, and so I can hover it out there, make it look, put a little disparity in it, make it look 3D. But that's part of the camera. So to let you know how to get set up like this, with the sound, the way it sounds, and the video in VR180. And as always, if you have the visors, please try it out. It looks like I'm sitting right here. If I reach out, it looks like I just reached out toward your face, right? So it's pretty cool, but it looks fine on any format. But the first thing you need is a VR180 camera, which I use an Insta Evo. It records in 5.7K, but YouTube throttles me at 4K or whatever. So, but it does the encoding. But just to let you know, this camera records in fisheye. So when it records, you have two big bubble globe things that you have to work with, two different files. I don't use the camera for sound. For sound, I'm using an H1N recorder. I built a little mount down here to hold it, a little holster under the desk. I have a lavalier mic running up. You have to, if you get into one of these, you'll have to look at all your settings and get the right fittings to make sure you have the right number of sleeves and all of that on your connectors. But they have all that information there. The setting I had off, I had auto level. I accidentally turned it on. And that's what clipped, or not clipped, but reduced my audio levels and caused some distortion on my last video. If you haven't watched that one, you can go back and watch it. It was the Duke small batch bourbon. And you can see it's the only one I have that's like that. But before I got the H1N, I was using studio Behringer mixers with studio mics and all of that. But it was just hard because if I moved around this way, if I look this way, or if I look this way, it all sounds the same. And I don't have to speak right into the microphones because I have the lavalier mic. The only thing about the lavalier mic, if you do have your headphones on and they're turned up loud, I do, when I swallow, you can hear it. So, but you know I'm drinking bourbon. You can hear it go down. So there's that. But so let's get back to this. Before I synchronize the audio to the video, what I do is I have to run the video output from here through Insta Evo 360's application. And what it does, it's called a stitching program. And all it does is turns those fisheye globes into equirectangular format. So it's sort of like making a map of the world out of the globe. And so you just turn it into two separate images. One represents left eye, one represents right eye. And so any disparity, stereo disparity between the two will cause it to look further away or closer to you. And I can project it out and make it look like it's floating in 3D. So, and it covers everything, and you can look left, you can look right, you can see the different things I have around, even off the screen. If you're on a computer, you can just grab the mouse and move it. Or once it's in there, you can tilt your phone around and look around, but it's much more better with the visors on. So after I stitch it into equirectangular formatting, I have a single file at that point. I have the video file, and I choose to do left eye on top, over, under, because that's just the way I like to edit my videos in Adobe. I do have Adobe Premiere Pro. It is a subscription. It does cost $20 a month. This camera runs anywhere between $4 to $450. The H1N recorder is just over $100, somewhere around 120. The lavalier mic, you keep adding things on. I have studio lighting behind. That's another couple of $100 back there. So this isn't cheap. And I'm not saying that. I mean, it is a hobby, and I do. This is all on top of, I have over 60 bottles of bourbon, and you know how much those cost. You can imagine. This is a pretty expensive setup, but that's not the point. I've collected things over time. I've made my videos a little bit better and better over time. So it's not like I bought all this bourbon. I went out, to the store and just got it all at once. You couldn't do that anyway. They wouldn't have all of this stuff in stock normally, and not where I shop. So you have to collect it over time. But once I get those and I get the sound file, I run the sound file through a program. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Wave Pro or something like that. And all I'm doing is doing a cleanup on the audio to make sure there's no background noise. And so it's only focused in on my voice. And you will hear things like the glug glug and the click of the glass and things like that. It doesn't eliminate all of that, but any lawnmowers or things running, humming homes, air conditioner units, it will kind of reduce that down to almost nothing. So you really kind of need to do that unless you have a good solid sound room. One thing I did do too is I put blackout screens behind these blinds. These are actual windows to the world. And there's several windows in this room, but we also use this room as a theater room. And if you look way over that way, you'll see the edge of my 100-inch screen, and I have a projector back here. And of course, I can't use it while I'm doing all of this because my lighting equipment's in the way and all of that. But all of it tucks back here, when I'm not back here filming. So once I get the sound done, that's when I use two separate Macs, but anyway, I transfer it over to the other Mac. I open Adobe Premiere Pro. I put the video file that I've stitched, and then I unlink it. I delete the audio file from it. Before I do that, I put the audio file in and I stack them, and then I synchronize audio. And once that's synchronized, I unlink the first file with the audio, delete that audio track, link those together, move it up to the right audio track. And now I can cut and edit and zoom in and out of my video audio line. So I'm not doing a bunch of background music, high-tech, stuff here. I'm just trying to get you a good, solid quality video with good quality audio. That's it. And I try to do all of these in one take. Every once in a while, I'll have to splice things and cut some sections out. I try not to do that because it's in VR180. I want you to feel like you're sitting across the table from me and we're just having a conversation, albeit one-sided conversation, because even if I say, how you're doing today, you can't answer me because this is video. So I will say, great, glad you are. Even if you said, it sucks, right? Sorry, but I don't know. But what's really good is when I'm looking at this camera, it has two lenses and it's about the width of someone's eyes. So I can look into your eyes right now. I'm looking into your eyes. Okay, anyway. But it looks like Wally or something over here is who I'm talking to. But I imagine that it's a person. So really, I try to bring you the most genuine reviews I can. I try to bring you the most quality videos I can, and I try to make it as personal as possible. And if you get the VR glasses, it will feel like you're sitting right on the other side of this pub table from me. So with that, once I get everything all together, I add my intros and outros and the double intro and then the outro, and it's got the nice music plays and all of that, and does the dissolve to blacks and everything. And then I export the video, and then while that's actually encoding, because what happens is once I edit it in Adobe Premiere Pro, I have to go through all the VR settings, and then it encodes it so that YouTube can read the encoding and know that it's a VR video and format it and present it the right way to you. So once that's done, while it's doing all of that, I am actually creating those thumbnails, which I have a PNG. I use the same logo that I've hovered here, and then I tilt it and I put it by the bottle, and I find a picture of a bottle, and I do the VR180 thing and save that file out, and then that just uploads as a thumbnail once it processes on YouTube. So that's all that's about. But it's still extra steps that we have to take when we're doing these video productions for you. So that's it in a nutshell. Lots of settings, and if you get one wrong, everything can go wonky. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. As always, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell down there for notifications, and I promise I'll keep bringing you these videos.